Come on, Konami, let's get out of here. Turns out you're not so bad. Oh my god. Metal Gear Solid has returned after almost 10 years. And as I did for the faintly related Death Stranding 2, I am itching to break down this beautiful trailer that I knew was for Metal Gear almost instantly, making me do an actual backflip, and then talk about everything else we know, like the Master Collection, David Hayter, Hideo Kojima, what the symbol means, and the future of the series. Here we go. We open on a colony of ants, which are framed to look huge, maybe a loose reference to them, mentioned in MGS3. They move past a boot print, probably snakes, as they approach a poison dart frog, the same that were used to poison the Fear in his boss fight. Another Cobra unit reference comes when we see a bird pick up the frog and fly away with it. This is the End's bird, which was used to wake him up whenever Snake was approaching. My favorite detail comes, however, when we see the doom of the Shagohod in the distance, being carried off like in the original. As we fly, we go through an electric fence, and we hear gunshots in the distance. The bird lands on some wood and we see a snake. Attempt to eat it. The bird is saved by a crocodile, but the hypest part of the trailer plays out as we pan through the murky waters. Snake is back, and we see he's wearing face camo, seemingly confirming its return in Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. We hear the beautiful theme as this remake's name change transforms into white flower petals that turn red, referencing the final boss fight. After the full title appears, we get an MGS1 codec call, because the promise of the original trilogy being brought back is finally being delivered, after Konami said so over a year ago. A very important detail to take note, as this is denoted as Volume 1, which implies more volumes. That might include Peace Walker, Guns of the Patriots, and Revengeance. But there's a little bit more that was revealed in the State of Play, as at the end, when we get a recap of everything that was shown off, we hear David Hayter's voice.
Let's see what you're made of.
Confirming he and the rest of the cast is returning, after his 13-year hiatus from the character, unless you count Super Bomberman R. Along with the reveal, Konami released some screenshots and a statement from the developers regarding what we're getting and what Delta even means. Starting with the screenshots, we can see this remake will remain incredibly faithful to the original. Notable screenshots include this area where we fight Ocelot for the first time, the bridge, and Snake's bag after the Halo jump. As for the developers, we know that Virtuos is involved, as some very old leaks suggested. We also know that this remake aims to update graphics, sound, and gameplay overall, respecting Kojima's original vision. As for his involvement, we don't know anything yet, other than that his and Konami's relationship has seen improvements since their falling out in 2015. They both follow each other on Twitter, and it's hard to see him gaining nothing from this new game. They also explain that the Delta represents something remade, yet untouched. It also has 3 sides, so it's perfect, Metal Gear Solid 3. And we really has 4 sides, but Plus, it makes sense as the first game in this new era of Metal Gear Solid. Let me explain. If you remake a game in a classic series such as Metal Gear Solid or Resident Evil, you would never start with the 3rd game, right? However, Metal Gear is different, as its 3rd game is actually the first game in the timeline, taking place over 40 years before Metal Gear Solid 1. If you're trying to introduce your series to a new generation, it would make sense to start at the beginning, with the hindsight of where the series is headed. This also implies that the rest of the series is getting remade, most likely as Metal Gear Solid Alpha, The Twin Snakes, and Metal Gear Solid Beta, Sons of Liberty. Maybe we'll even get a remake of 4, or even 5, if enough time has passed by then. And as I said at the end of my DS2 video, I will be extensively covering this game, as it is my destiny for every other remake that is yet to come in the series. I'm just so happy it's back.